Young people checking, welcome back to Nicardo Media House, and yet again another video, freestyle for the people on the Morning Insider. Press up on yourself as usual. You don't know what's to come today. Look, we're going to look at some very excited young products, some young prodigy that can represent the reggae boy in the future. I'm talking about the near future. I'm not talking about the next 5 years or the next 5 years or the next 5 years. Also comparing them with local talents that we have and how far are these players are from each other, playing in Jamaica and playing in academies in England as well. But yeah, people, welcome back, man. You don't know, but if you're new over here, remember, don't get to like, share, comment and subscribe if you like the content. You understand? This is the Morning Insider show, the Monday to Friday 8 a.m. show. Bless upon yourself, newcomers, welcome to the Morning Insider family. As usual, people, the old face them, bless upon yourself as usual, bless up to the people as well. Now I'm gonna comment in that comment section. Really appreciate it. But look, I have two players that I'm going to look at, and I'm going to ask you guys what you guys think of these two players as well. Both players are from the Arsenal Academy. Both players have already got invited to a U23 camp with the Reggae Boy team as well. So we're looking at them and also looking at how much better these players are, how much you think these players are way in advance of what we have locally on the ground in Jamaica. You understand? But I just want to say this still, and I'm going a little bit off track, but I have to say this. Since we're talking about young academy players, players that grew up in England, players that born in England, come up in academy, with Jamaican descent, this player, one and only Christian McFARLAND, he is still a teenager. I think he's 17 years old. This is his breakout season for NYCFC. This kid, loads of talent. I think he's a 6th homegrown sign, for NYCFC. When it comes on to signing players from the academy, look, this fella and his parents moved from the UK when just about to turn, teenager, and from there they snapped him up. I think he's the 3rd youngest, 4th youngest, MLS grown player to sign a professional contract, But look, this player, he can play for the US. This player can play for Jamaica because of his family, his background, heritage background, and he also a British citizen born in England. But I'm just saying, how many of you guys even know about him? You can drop a comment down there in the comment section. How much of you guys know about Christian McFARLAND? Look, he has touted to be one of the top player in NYCFC ranks at this moment. Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Manchester City is looking at this player, and I don't think the City group will actually try to let him leave the group because he's such a talented player. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it was ever a shot for this player to also put on the black, green and gold. He represent, the US in some friendlies game. Then he represent England in some games. I know it will be difficult for this player to make a decision to come and play for the Reggae Boyz. If he get a senior call up, will he come? I don't know. But, we need to look at some of these young players around, all around the globe. Actually also in Jamaica as well. We can't let some of these talented players just go by just like a NASCAR F1, car. You understand? But let's move on. Talking about Khayon Edwards, the man that's playing for Arsenal Academy. Is it the right replacement at this moment for him to come in and replace a Mikel Antonio? Or we should go for a more experienced setup, that a player that walked through the door with more experience, who have done it in the senior games, for many years now, but how much time we are going to say we need to bring through youngsters with a plan, with a direction. And if you look across the border, not the border, but if you look across the last game that we played, how many of those players on that pitch in the US game actually made a debut when they 17? I think Pulisic is 17, Jaren, I don't know if Jaren was 18, Tim Weah, McKennie, Yunus Musa. How many of these players made their debut for the US men's national team, that redevelopment, squad after the 2018 failure to make it to Russia World Cup. And what they did, they go back and they dig up some youngsters, they go across in Europe, they try to get as many youths out of the US, to go across to Europe. And, a lot of them is in the squad at this moment, so I'm just saying, can we do something like this? And I'm looking at Khayon Edwards, a very good player at his level, a player that have great potential, a player that, can mature even more than how he is right now. He's not the finishing product, and it will never be the finishing product with a youngster to get integrated to a senior team. But I'm just saying, listen to this clip, watch these stuff of what they have to say about Khayon Edwards.
But there's so much more to love about Khayon. He's a unique physical prospect due to this height and pace combination. He's not the size of a Cheeto Obi, but he is a daunting physical presence, and he has a great burst with his long strides. He's fast enough to make runs in behind, between defenders, playing off the back of their shoulders, making use in the channels, receiving balls there, and then taking the play from there. He has also got the height and strength to play with his back to goal. He can be a target man against a press. He can be that outlet for you, whether it's receiving the ball on the turn and taking a defender on, or just playing intricate passes. He's got incredible movement around the box. He's always seemingly able to peel off the defender's shoulder at the right time, bringing his momentum onto a cross to make the finish easier. He never seems to be dragging his foot to try and make a finish. He always seems to be arriving at the exact time. He's not just a player who's aiming for the back post. He's not just a player who's smashing it. He varies his finishes from both posts. He uses his ability to strike the ball hard as well as ability to place the ball in those specific places. Not only does Khayon Edwards have the right physique to be a number 9, but he is this excellent finisher that I'm talking about. It's with both feet. It's with his head. It's first time. It's off of a few dribbles. His goals come from all areas of the box, and he's got the IQ to always find space. He's an intelligent footballer. He's not a static footballer. I keep coming back to that point. He is the type of player who is going to continuously move until he finds himself in a space that this player is. And when you're as good of a finisher as Edwards, defenders certainly need to be worried about you. And then there's his link-up play. It's fantastic. It's top-notch. It's excellent. So
I'm just saying, man, we're going to need strikers. Even when Mikel Antonio was in the ranks, we still need an extra body in that number 9 position. You understand? But I mean, he's not bad of a kid. If you ask me, he's not bad of a kid. He look really good. But some final touch up, and start to get senior games. If it's not going to make it at Arsenal, move on and try to probably drop lower down or in the championship. Try to get to a permanent move, and then start to develop his game from there. But I mean, the kid is not so bad. He seems like he have everything that number 9 should have. The finishing touch, the dribble, the X factor, 1v1, off the ball movement, everything. It seems like he have everything. But I mean, let's move on. But another player, this player, he touted 4 years ago to be a wonder kid for Arsenal.
And Zane Monlouis likely will step right into the side. Again, he can play either left center back or right center back very comfortably because he is incredibly composed on the ball. He is a press-beating demon. He has every pass in his toolbox. Line-breaking ground pass, diagonal ball to wide players, through balls over the top. He's composed on the ball, often dribbles out of pressure with ease. He'll take 1 or 2 men out of play. He's got an incredible combination of height and pace that when you combine it with his absurd on-ball talents, it looks like the modern center back that many clubs are after. He wins aerial duels. He's calm in 1v1s, not really diving in all that often, and he knows how to use his speed and the ability to understand space to recover.
And his name is Zane. I don't remember. I think his name Monlouis, something like that. But he's the captain for Arsenal, Premier League 2 team. And guess what? He's a very good player. And I'm just saying, if we're going to keep on looking at League 1, League 2, are some players that don't really have the potential to go great or to play at the Premier League level. This player, Zane, he's a leader in his own rights, in his age group, and he's someone that can grow. Again, he got picked, for Reggae Boyz, and I think it was early up in the year when I think we were trying to get into, I remember if it was I remember if it. I remember what squad, but I know he got some invite to some under 23 camps with the Reggae Boyz. But I mean, this kid is very comfortable on the ball. This kid is his precise moment of timing around. Look, his long range pass, it's very good. Is it the replacement for Damian Lowe? It's time now we can take a gamble. Show these kids that look, you guys are the bright futures for the Reggae Boyz, 20, 21 years old, 19. I think we should be going all out to try and, persuade a lot of these youngsters, to get into the team at that age. Let them grow. And then from there, when they reach 25, they already have so many years under them belt, playing for the Reggae Boyz at international level, But if you're looking at Khayon and if you're looking at Zane, you're looking at a Richard King. How much is a different? Is it a Richard King is better than this player? Which I think Richard King is probably, most people not going to accept it because he's probably at a lower standard because he's in the JPL. But Richard King probably have more and have more experience. But if you look at our central defensive players, the age is up in the high 20s. At time now before we get get just like the striker position. Mikel Antonio, Jamal Lowe, Shaman Nicholson, Romaro Williams. All these players are right on the edge. I think Boza is the youngest one, right on the edge, who is not over 30 or who is right on the edge to be 30. And time now for we start, plugged in some players that going to bring the average age down in the squad. And get young players in, players that Khayon is very good at pressing. So we need fresh young blood, some people that hungry, people that willing to fight. And I'm looking at Zane. It's not a bad choice. Can give him a look in. Invite him a few times. As much as we have Bishan, we have Pinnock, we have Nana. We have so much players. But again, when the opportunity presents itself, we're not supposed to be short or have lower confidence of not want to give these youngsters opportunity in the senior team, just as Richard King needed that opportunity to start in the national team to show that, look, I am Richard King, I need this time and I'm going to make use of it. So I'm just looking at it, man. Can Khayon be that Mikel Antonio replacement right now? Right now. Or who else is that player out there? A lot of people, when I talked to, said, look, Ellis Sims, the Coventry guy, he is the one that can come in and do a job for us. If he's not willing to come in, probably even if we're struggling to get, for players that experience at that level, probably have to go in the academy and get players out and try to, show them to the world. And then if you bring this player in to the national team, what can happen after? Clubs can see this player and see the prospect and the potential of this player, like, wow. Give him opportunity, but if you look at it, man, the next player that I think a striker that I really love, as I said, it's just freestyle. I'm just freestyling about some young players that can represent the Reggae Boy team right now or in the near future. Warner Brown, a player that went to Slovenia a couple of years back, didn't opportunity didn't stay with him for too long. I think 2-3 years contract only last less than a year. So I'm just saying, man, Warner Brown, very good talent, very good player, and he's young, 21, I think 22, him have pace, he's pressing, he's running off the ball, his IQ level of running in the space of know where the ball going to be, the fox in the box, his tenacity of getting in goal position, like in terms of getting in goals, opportunities, dangerous is where the ball will be, you have a high for goal, but I just think that with Warner Brown playing at the level of of Arnett Guard, not going to get many opportunities, but those kids just need that one moment, and then when you look at this, the striking pool, it's not the greatest. The age is all the way up. We need to get that down, and we're not looking at just 2026, we're also looking at 2030 as well, which is going to be in Paraguay, Uruguay, Portugal, I think Morocco, I think we're in 5 different countries, so we're looking ahead of that as well, and also looking ahead of 2034 in Saudi Arabia. So the more youngsters we bring in and the thing can be more of a chemistry and a gel, and the players them playing for 5-10 years and the spinning like the Reggae Boyz have a great team. Youths are coming from 18, 19 years old, to get that. But people, that's it, man, for the morning inside show, Freestyle Friday. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Bless up on yourself. Salute.